how's it
How's it
going?
going?
Good.
Cool.
How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, good,
Good,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Fantastic,
Nice and
fantastic.
sunny in England for once, so we're embracing it.
Cool, cool. So, how's the day so far?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
good,
Just
thanks. Been a
nice,
busy one.
busy for a Monday, but they always are. How about you?
Oh, it's going good so far. Thank you. And guys, your fifth studio album, Fallen Star, is to be out on 25th of this month. So, would you like to tell me a bit on the songwriting and production that goes behind this new album?
For
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
So
Let you go for
yeah,
that one.
this has been the longest gap we've had between albums. So yeah, it's been about how many years now? Is it 4 years almost since Conquering came out?
2021 September, so what's that? Yeah,
Yeah.
just shy of four. Let's say 3.5 years.
Yeah, so this is the longest we've had to prepare for a record. I think since our last few albums were so badly affected by COVID, we were in no mad rush to like get this one out. So we just really took our time with it, which has been great because I mean you always want to make sure the next release you do is better than the last one. And we feel strongly that Fallen Star is our best material to date. And I think that's largely, thankful, thanks to having the time to really put into it.
Yeah, I feel like bands kind of naturally slow down the sort of the grueling 2-year album cycle as soon as you guys we're like on our fifth album now, so we're not exactly scrabbling for set material at this point. We've got plenty to play, so
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, it kind of came together as sort of like most of our records do, where I predominantly do a lot of the demoing in this office we're sitting in right now. And some of the guys send me some of their ideas, and I sort of have a play around with them and incorporate them into some of the stuff I'm working on. And we just sort of shoot demos back and forth, and slowly but surely it all comes together.
Fantastic, fantastic. And does Fallen Star has some kind of concept or a theme behind it?
I think it's definitely not like a concept record as such, but
no,
it,
it kind of continues on from Conquering, I'd say. It's sort of like very much embracing the bad aspects of life, but whilst also striving forward and sort of trying to make the best out of a bad situation. And yeah, like self-empowerment, all the nice fun things.
yeah, and it's got with the sun back on the cover, it's a nice nod back to our second album, The Warmth of a Dying Sun. And to, add to what Justine was saying, it brings it kind of full circle because The Warmth of a Dying Sun was a super like dark and negative record. And we touch on some of that on the new one, but kind of put it into like a positive forward thinking mentality of like, okay, this is a tough situation, but how can we use this as energy to kind of to move forwards and make it better?
Fantastic. And any particular reason for coming up with the title Fallen Star?
So, yeah.
So the track name came first. And since we wanted to bring the sun back, and the sun is in fact a star, it kind of worked perfectly.
Yeah, yeah, we've been talking for a while about wanting to sort of reincorporate the sun into our artwork and kind of give a nod back to the earlier days of the band. And yeah, when that song title came up, it was like, perfect. It ties in too well not to use it.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I really had the pleasure to listen to the entire album, and I had to say, 11 amazing songs, beautifully written, great
Oh, thank you.
receptive, and awesome vocals. Like I love the heaviness and more power that you have put inside the album. Even though it was branded as metalcore, I feel like a lot of metal elements and multi-genre has been blended together, and this the total outcome was really amazing. And each and every song is awesomely done, and I'm enjoying it so much. And thank you guys so much for putting up this awesome album this year.
Oh,
And
thank
Uh,
you very much.
yeah,
That means a
that
lot.
that really, yeah, that's really awesome to hear.
It's always worrying when people haven't really heard it, so it's nice that you've enjoyed it so far, because yeah, it's so scary.
so, being the creators, how do you guys feel about the outcome of this album when compared to your previous album, Conquering?
We're super proud of it. Like I like I like enjoying this the most current album more than the previous one. So yeah, I feel like this is our best album yet, which is a good sign because we always try and do better than our last. But yeah, I feel like I'm very stoked on this album.
Yeah, and the thing we keep coming back to as well is like And I think you just touched upon it with what you said with we're kind of grouped into metalcore, and I definitely don't disagree with that statement at all. But we draw influences from so many different places, and I think that shows more on Fallen Star than it did our previous record. I think our last record was more of a straight up metalcore record and was just just pounding all the way through, whereas this one's got more dynamics and more light
Yeah, we
shade.
concentrated more on the songwriting, I feel like, on this one, and trying to sort of make just a bit of diversity between tracks. And we concentrated, yeah, like on how it flowed as an album a bit more.
Yeah, making it more progressive, I think.
Fantastic. And a couple of months back, you came up with your first single and video for this album, Atonement, featuring Will Ramos of Lorna Shore. So, how do you guys feel working along with Will on this song in particular? And would you like to tell me a bit on the making of this video?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's an absolute honor. Like he's a generational talent in terms of being, a vocalist. So when he agreed to be on the track, we were very, very excited. He's a 10 in one vocalist. Like he can do so much with his voice. It's quite insane. But initially, when we asked him to do the track, we only thought he could do death metal. He's like sort of death metal vocals. So when we sent it over to him and said he can do like his like put his own mark on it, he actually ended up sending us that and then some with the singing parts on it. And I think it's like the first original track he's sung on because he's done his covers. But yeah, he hasn't ever sung on Lorna Shore or anything like that. So yeah, it's a real treat having him on it.
Yeah, super exciting. We weren't expecting him to sing that last chorus whatsoever. And then and then we got to fly out to America to do the video as well. And then the parts with Justine and Will we shot in Will's garage,
In New
like
Jersey.
yeah,
Yeah.
which was quite an experience, being sort of all crammed in there to film that part of the video. But he was, yeah, very gracious and kind enough to invite us into his home to do that and give us his time. So yeah, we're forever thankful because it was an awesome experience.
Fantastic, fantastic. And also, you have released two more videos for Fallen Star and Breaks Me Down. And are there more videos coming up before the release of the album?
There's going to be one coming out on release day. So that's the one with it's going to be Whose Side Are You On with Jesse Leach. So we're saving that for the release day, which is going to be quite exciting.
Fantastic, fantastic. And any big plans on the day of the release?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're playing our biggest ever headline London show, which we're really excited about. It's the first time we've ever played a show on release day, hasn't it,
it
really?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll be having a party afterwards, that's for sure. And
Yeah, because we usually meet up as a band to like celebrate anyway, so it's gonna be really nice to have more people there this time.
luckily, it's the end of the tour as well, so we can stay up late
Yeah,
and
we can go
yeah,
party.
and sleep in the next day without, having to deal with the repercussions.
Absolutely. And what would be some of the upcoming big plans in terms of touring? Do you have some festivals booked, or there are more plans coming up for you guys?
Yeah, we've got some great festivals coming up. We have 2000 Trees Festival, mostly in Europe and UK. So, and we're doing a heavy metal cruise, which is going around the Baltic Sea, which we're very excited about.
Yeah,
And then yeah, we're looking to do like a much more extensive headline tour of UK and Europe at the end of this year.
yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And do you guys have some cool merchandise plans for the fans?
Yes, always. Yeah, we've always got stuff up. Obviously, we've got a limited edition tour shirt coming out for the headline April shows, so that'll be really fun. And yeah, we're always cooking up something.
Yeah, I think we'll have a lot of new designs as the year comes rolls on. We've just partnered up with a new merch company, so we're cooking up some good designs right now.
Fantastic. And Employed to Serve's history goes way back to 2011 when it all started with your debut album coming out in 2015. And now in 2025, you have five albums in your sleeve. And how do you feel about the road that you have traveled so far?
It's been crazy.
I mean,
I
it's just
mean,
been so
yeah,
unexpected because like we had such like humble goals like at the beginning where we just wanted our album to be on vinyl. We wanted to sign to a record label and play a couple of shows, and we very quickly achieved that on our first EP. So I think it was from that new album we started trying to set our sights a little bit higher to see how far we could go. The most insane thing was like before. releasing our first album, we actually toured with one of my favorite bands ever on our first EP. They're called Funeral for a Friend.
Mm.
So yeah, we were able to like tour with them before our first album, and going like 10 years on from now, we just played some of the biggest festivals in the world and played arenas with Gojira. So yeah, it's just super unexpected. We're very, very grateful for like where this band's taken us so far.
Yeah, like I think because of our goals have always been in sort of like small increments. We've never been like from day one, right? We want to be top of the mountain. We've just been quite humble with our expectations, and that's made the journey much more enjoyable because you really savor and enjoy sort of every moment along the way. But I mean, it's crazy to think the first album came out 10 years ago. I mean, that's just yeah, that's insane.
Fantastic, fantastic. And your previous album, Conquering, was featured as one of the best metal rock album of the year by Loudwire. Do you think uh, Fallen Star will top up that?
I hope so. Like,
Yeah, I
I
mean, I
definitely
hope
hope
people
so.
like it. I mean, for me, like, I mean, it's real nice getting like all this sort of top year lists and things like that. But I'm fine. Like, just as long as people enjoy it, like, I'm pretty happy either way. But who doesn't like being the top, right?
Yeah, we're going for number one this year.
That sounds amazing, guys. And would you like to share some of the most amazing moments that has happened in your career so far?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess right off the bat, I mean, Justine touched upon it with our tour with Gajira. And there were some shows on that run. I mean, particularly when we played Paris with them at
Yeah,
Thirsty
birth
Arena.
arena, that was insane. I think it was like 15,000, 16,000 people.
Yeah,
Um,
one of the
in a
biggest
foreign
shows.
country as well, like not even on home turf. So like yeah, it was pretty special. Like especially when like the Olympics, like the gymnastics were held there. Like it's kind of insane when you think how big that is.
Yeah, and Gajira for us as well, a band, we grew up listening to. So not only was it great to play to that many people, but to be invited on the tour by, one of our biggest influences, it was definitely, very, very cool. Yeah, and then I think maybe it would be good to mention Bloodstock in
Well, yeah, the
we
first time we were allowed pyro.
yeah, it's the first time we used fire when we played, and
Now I don't want to play without it,
yeah, now we've got a
but
taste for it.
sadly I have to.
Yeah. But it was cool. It was, yeah, I mean, it's a great festival. We're on the main stage. We had fire. That's up there for
Yeah,
us for
I really
sure.
really enjoyed doing the Download Festival pilot. It was like one of the first festivals allowed back since lockdown, and we were lucky enough to play it.
That was rad,
It was
yeah.
quite wild though. Like they had like sort of sciencey people, kind of like walking around, collecting data and things. It was so bizarre. And we all had to do like COVID swabs and stuff before being allowed into the site. So yeah, that was quite funny.
Good, that's good. And I know we all keep dreaming, but as a band, do you feel you're living the dream, or are there more milestones that you feel that you have to achieve in the coming years?
It's a good question because yeah, I feel for me right now, I feel like we're living the dream, but there's always room to expand, right?
Yeah,
There's I think yeah, we're extremely grateful for where we're at and we're happy if it stays here, but we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, try and get better and better at it as we go along and
still yeah, whilst also still enjoying it because I think that's like the main thing, right?
yeah, I think the key in this game is longevity, and just and keeping at it. And to do that, you have to be enjoying it, otherwise you burn out. So yeah, I mean we're happy where we are, but there's always scope to push it forwards and sky's the limit, I guess.
Fantastic, fantastic. And guys, finally, any message that you have for the fans around the world?
Well, we just hope to see everyone as soon as we
Yeah,
can, really,
like we'd love to like, tour outside of Europe. We'd love to hit like, Asia, Japan, sorry, Japan isn't Asia, Asia, America, Australia. Like, yeah, we just want to like try and go as far and wide because I love using the band as an excuse to travel to other places. So I'd love to, yeah. I think I'd like that was my next big goal is like get out of Europe to
Yeah.
play.
And we've been having fans, from all over asking us when we're gonna, come to their country or to their city. And we've been telling a lot of them it's gonna happen. So we want to
Yeah.
be true. We want to be true
We
to
don't want to
our
be
word
liars.
and, go far and wide and hit every corner of the world that we can. Because yeah, we want to play for everyone.
Fantastic, fantastic. And guys, I want to thank you both so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity to have you guys on this interview. A real pleasure to meet you. And I have to thank you guys again for putting up Fallen Star, an amazing album this year. Like I said, fantastic work. Totally loving this album. I believe once it's out, a lot of people are gonna come fall in love with Fallen Star. So thanks for all the awesomeness. And I wish you guys a lot of best in the coming days. And really hoping to see you guys on the road real soon.
Oh yeah, it'd be great to meet you in person. But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate you taking your time out for us.
Yeah, taking the time to listen to the record and talk with us is awesome. And yeah, thank you for everything, Keith, and for checking out all the emails we send you,
Yeah,
buddy.
sorry about all those.
Thank you, guys. You take care and have a good day ahead. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a
You
good one.
too. Take
See
care,
you.
man.
Bye.